What'd you get up to this week?
This week was one of the most hectic weeks I've had in months.
Really? Why?
Because it was just like the phone would not stop ringing. I had my gal went out of town last week.
That's right, yeah, because you and I hung out last weekend.
The end of the last week.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like she went out of town all week or anything.
Yeah.
She went out for the weekend and she left on Friday, and it I don't know. It messed my head. I think what happened is a lot of people probably called and did stuff on Friday, and my kids were here. So what happened was...
So you didn't retain the information because
exactly,
you were
right.
barely even here.
Yes. So what happened was a bunch of people did that, and it turned into me not recollecting almost any of the things I scheduled.
I came in...
So
I don't know if you remember me coming in on Friday, but...
I don't even remember if you did.
I came in on Friday to drop off the bag and stuff, but it was I didn't even try to have a conversation with you.
I know.
Because Homeboy was here.
Desmond was here, yeah.
Me and Desmond were talking. And I walked in and I was like, well, I'm not going to butt into that. And I had other stuff to do.
Yeah.
We needed the bag, so I was like...
And then Cody showed up after that.
Okay.
Cody Carroll showed up after that. And then, sorry. I shouldn't say that, but I don't care.
No, man.
And then dude, it seemed like customers just kept showing up. And the phone just kept ringing.
Gotcha.
And I was focusing on Desmond's car. I was like,
yeah.
We're going to get all this TTRS stuff done. And we did. And it all turned out really well, which is awesome. So
you guys are done with the next phase of the build right now, or what?
We ran into some snags with the exhaust. So it was a used exhaust. So the exhaust had some...
What was it off of?
Are you fucking dumb?
A TTRS.
What year though? I mean, so it's...
Same year. It's like a 2020 TTRS. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that was the exact same make and model for the most part. I mean, the exhaust sounds...
It sounds way better.
Phenomenal. Oh man.
What's your response? Feel a difference?
I feel a difference. He also did a Unitronic tune. So the Unitronic tune is I guess really what's changed the game.
Okay.
It's hard when you I haven't driven it after the Unitronic tune, so I don't know.
Yeah. So in my field, my practicality, when we come into a problem, we try to change one thing at a time and see the results.
Agreed.
So you couldn't really see the results.
Sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah, you just slamming parts in and
sometimes
all right.
It's you got to do everything at once.
Well, I mean, for your perspective, from a customer's cost standpoint, it makes more sense to do everything
at once. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what we did is we did the iBox springs first.
Okay.
That was great. Made the stance just right. The next was we did do the mid-pipe install. Okay. Just a separate mid-pipe install. That was cool. It definitely added some throatiness. So if like I said in my I did an Instagram post about it and I kind of quoted, if you're somebody who wants a little extra sound, just wants a little bit extra sound, and you already have the Audi Sport exhaust on your TTRS, excellent upgrade. Very inexpensive, very customer friendly and runs and doesn't affect any of the emission devices or anything like that. So no check engine lamps, nothing of the sort, and it sounds a little bit better. Next step is we did the Miltech exhaust next. It wasn't so we did kind of do it in stages. Gotcha. The next thing was the Miltech with the valve.
And that's just because you're waiting on parts.
Agreed. Well, no, he had everything here, but we did the Miltech next first.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do it in stages like we talked about.
Just so he could see the
Agreed,
difference
and just
too,
so I could kind of see the difference. It was interesting to me, especially with a brand new car. We want to
something that's already, not already dripping oil on the floor.
Agreed. Yeah. So we tossed that Miltech. I hate using that. We installed that Miltech exhaust, and it came out really well. It sounded good and everything was working, but then we had some issues with fitment. We had some issues with slipping that section 3 over the mid-pipe section, and it wasn't slipping down as far as I'd like it to. So
I feel like it was going to leak?
No, I was worried that we were going to have contact with frame and chassis components. You know what I'm saying? And drivetrain components. So we were able to get the exhaust spread a little bit wider and move the exhaust further forward, which was a super big help.
Nice.
Other thing was we also had some issues with the valves not opening and closing properly, so we got that handled as well.
And that's something you do software?
No. That's actually a mechanical device.
Okay.
That goes from the actual. They're actually electronically actuated. I'm so used to the vacuum actuated, components for valve control exhaust. These are electronically actuated. So the electronic actuation, the Miltech, has this really cool like transmission device between the electronic and the mechanical like actual valves.
Okay.
And dude, it's really cool setup. I was pleased. The Miltech exhaust was I mean there's 4 drive modes in that vehicle. The comfort mode is the one where the valves are closed, and the dynamic mode is primarily the mode where the valves are open. The Unitronic exhaust, the Unitronic tune makes it so whenever you're in dynamic mode, they're open all the time. It's actually really interesting. Like you put the car in reverse and like the valves close and like open and like do weird stuff. You step on the brake. There's some drivability built into the actual mechanical exhaust portion to to do whatever Audi had designed, or what they felt the drivability was required for their demographic. I imagine. But with that being said, it was really cool. It was a cool, fun. It was fun modifying a brand new car.
Yeah.
Because I always think to myself like, oh, brand new cars, they're gonna be a son of a bitch to fucking modify.
Well, I always think like a brand new car, there's not that aftermarket performance company that's really like dialed in the parts perfectly for that car.
But
they're already ahead of the curve,
dude. Because
they've been doing it.
Agreed. It blows my mind.
So it's almost like Audi gives them like the car so they can make the aftermarket parts before it's released. Do you think?
See, when we worked at Vivid, what we did is like, man, when the first like F10 M5 came, like we like had one of the first ones.
Okay.
That's what you do if you're a performance company. You just buy one. That's an investment.
Just to figure it out.
Absolutely, you buy one just so you can reverse engineer the parts and design them the way that you think is going to be the performance minded.
I mean, if you're a business, that's a small price to pay, especially because you just get to drive it.
Exactly right. Small price to pay because you're getting now. You're one of the first people to be able to produce some of these performance parts because like. I mean, there's a large community of people that
I guess we'd have to look into
They buy that car and they want to modify it immediately,
We'd have to look into it, but I'm wondering, how do you become the aftermarket part company that the warranty is still? So like,
Stasis.
BMW Diamond.
Yeah, Dynan.
Sorry.
Stasis. Yeah, it's okay. Stasis was. It's okay.
Diamond.
You didn't know, you son of a bitch.
Hey, I threw some fact down I used to know.
Stasis did like was the kind of Audi factory kind of like company for a while. I don't really know what that is now. I don't know if the Audi has one now.
I'm just wondering what it takes to be that company. Like you roll in with your dick swinging into Audi and like, hey.
No, I think it was.
You know what you created?
I think it was much more prevalent like 2005, 6, 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? Now that we're at 2021, I mean. And let's be honest, the clientele of people that are buying the vehicles, the strong majority of them are not ever going to modify the car. So I think they thought at the beginning like, oh man, there's a market for this, and now I think they're like all the major manufacturers are like, there's, I mean, the grand scheme of things, there's no real market for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we and German automakers too. They're like, oh, we are so much smarter than. Yes. I mean, we're German engineers. What could Americans possibly improve upon? Like so I imagine that there was that.
This episode. I do have a subject I want to talk about because we are around the same age.
Okay. I love how you cleverly place that. We are around the same age, you old motherfucker.
I'm only saying that. I'm only saying that because you're rolling the stash and I'm not rolling the fucking convict.
Oh.
So we're both looking a little different on this one. All right, dude. So I've been thinking about this for a while. Okay. My childhood was similar to your childhood. We were both raised by single mothers, right?
Yes.
We were both raised by mothers that worked very hard to provide for us. And they also wanted to act like the fathers were there, so they spoiled us a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
With toys.
But that's I mean, I guess that's how it works. I don't know.
And my first introduction to like cars and stuff like that, we're talking about Matchbox, we're talking about Hot Wheels, and can't forget the heavy hitter, dude, Micro Machines.
It's funny that you say heavy hitter.
It is the heavy hitter, dude.
It's funny that you say
it is the heavy hitter, bro.
Call it the heavy hitter.
It is.
Because like, we're from the Pacific Northwest, right? You're from Portland, and we both lived in Portland when these Micro Machines were something we were doing. And I mean, we all know what Portland's known for. Okay.
Okay, what's Portland known
It's
for?
weird, like the hipster movement.
Oh,
okay,
God.
like that's Portland in a fucking.
But that
nutshell.
wasn't Portland when we grew up.
Agreed.
That
but
was called crack cocaine.
No, it was like Portland was weird when we grew up, but it wasn't weird. It was Portland. You know what I'm saying? It was like where you lived, kind of sort of thing. I mean, Saturday market things and Micro Machines and fucking what's another another inherently Portland thing that you think we did?
Ate a lot of Burgerville for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, my mom couldn't really afford.
I was just about to say that. I was like, I drove by Burgerville a lot.
We used to eat hamburger helper without hamburger.
I drove by Burgerville a lot.
Yeah.
Because like, dude. Okay, it was a treat for me to get like McDonald's or Wendy's. I remember Wendy's.
Oh, dude. You throwing the square patties at me, dog?
Bro.
My dad used to throw a double at me every day.
Really?
Oh, dude, because like my mom and dad, right? My mom's like, by the book, strict. Take your fucking shoes off.
Same here.
Don't leave a fork.
And dad was like, there was soda in the fridge.
No, dude, I was stepping over beer cans to get my fucking Chef Boyardee with no label on it. Somehow the label's lost. I don't know where the label went. Dave doesn't know. It's probably in the fire.
Dave doesn't know.
Dave doesn't fucking know.
Dave doesn't know.
But we got to get back to it. We can't.
I digress. I digress.
So for me, man. So Hot Wheels for sure. Yeah. Because you had the track. I had the figure 8 track. It was basically like 3 pieces that connected on either corner, so all 4 corners. And then it was a motor in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And you just threw cars in. And then you just kept throwing them in. Until they started crashing.
Dude, you want to know what was dope for me, and I kind of picked up in the 90s and maybe a little later than that too, because I busted it out and I found it and I was like, oh my god.
Talking about that mustache?
No, not talking about this mustache. However, it would have suited the 80s and 90s quite nicely. But what it was all about was the fucking the slot car track.
Oh, dude, yeah, but that's not this.
Dude, slot, it is similar because Hot Wheels are like 1/64 scale or something like that, right?
Similar, yeah.
Okay, well, the slot cars were like that too.
So
they were maybe a little bit bigger than Hot Wheels cars. All I'm trying to say is our era was very much based around like all these different kinds of like fun toy cars that were like of small scale.
Yeah, totally.
Slot cars were very accurate. The slot car cars were very, very, very accurate. Hot Wheels were pretty accurate, but they were like we were talking about. They were mostly like the cars that you dreamed of. Like they were like, oh, it's a Ferrari, oh, it's a Lamborghini. You know, it's like a car that I don't see every day.
Well, and that's like the Hot Wheels, right? Because
Hot Wheels. Yes, yes, and Matchbox. You know, like we were talking about.
Matchbox. Yeah. Matchbox does like the what do they call it?
The normal everyday cars. I guess it started in Britain. So like, the lorries,
the lorries
and the other cars, sort of thing.
Yeah, so we did do a little research on the subject.
Of course.
I did not know that Hot Wheels and Matchbox are owned by the same company.
Yeah.
I thought this whole time, Mattel, yeah. I thought this whole time.
Same here. I thought the whole time this was like some rivalry.
Yeah.
That was
like
just
Taco Bell,
bitter.
Taco,
yes.
dude, like,
bitter rivalry that would, never, nobody'd ever buried the hatchet. Yeah. But come to find out, they owned by the same fucking company. So crazy. Mattel wins twice. Everybody, Mattel wins twice. Everyone.
I do honestly think I had more Hot Wheels than I did Matchbox.
Same here.
But probably based on the fact that like, what are you gonna buy a kid that's 3 years old? You gonna buy him a bus? Or are you gonna buy him this Lamborghini that he'll never see in real life because it was never painted that way? The cool thing for me, nostalgic as a kid, was I got all these cars, and then my friends and I used to play the game when we were driving down the road where we would try to name the car first.
Oh.
As it was driving towards you.
What do you mean?
So like a Nissan Sentra. Nissan Maxima. Cool. Like you didn't have to call out the year, but we were like, under 10. You have to because we had so many Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, you knew what it looked like. You knew it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the weird thing is the Hot Wheels cars, the actual car, still something I can't own. But dude, those Matchboxes, bro, I could own every one of those. But then we gotta get back.
Hey, you know what we need to do then? We need to change our mindset. Okay? We need to be Hot Wheels owners.
Okay.
Okay? You need to stop yourself with a scarcity mindset over here like, I'm going to own a Matchbox car and that's all I got. I want to be a Hot Wheels owner.
I mean, if I can flip some more sneakers, we'll see.
But... Yeah, I think you can pull this off.
All right, so they were like competition, right? They were to scale. They were an actual vehicle. Then you get Micro Machines. Then you get to the Micro Machine, which for me was the little cherry boy on top.
Okay.
So I was given, they came in 5-packs. I can't even remember.
Same here.
I don't ever remember opening a Micro Machine.
Same here.
I do remember opening a Hot Wheels.
Same here. That's so weird. Isn't that weird?
I don't remember
ever opening a Micro Machine. But I have like the the one that looks like a little distributor cap, and then you pop it open and it's like a
you have a little
service center. The one that's like the one that looks like an oil filter, and it's like you pop it open and it's like something else, like service wise.
Sick.
Like all the like little ones that were like service centers.
Yeah.
That's why I started fucking working.
So you know what I kind of think? Maybe the Micro Machines was the boys' equivalent to like the Polly Pocket.
Oh,
you remember that?
Smart. That's something to think about. Yeah. I always liked miniature things. I always liked little things that looked like the originals. Little things that were. I always thought that was super cool.
Well, it's like fun without having to be fun because it like incites something in your mind. You're like, oh.
And it's almost like I was the type of kid that like wanted to like set stuff up and like put it in position. And like if it was 2021 and I was a kid, I would have been like the kid taking pictures of all of my phone of all the things. But instead, like it was the 90s, so we just like looked at it. We were like, yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
I was no.
I like how you like gave me the look like, I know.
No. I was gonna say. I was talking to my girlfriend about making mixtapes on cassette the other day, and she was like, "Wait a second, you did what?" Because she's a little younger than I am.
I never did that.
I used to get like I'd get like the banger, Third Eye Blind song. I'd throw down on a fucking cassette. But that was my Micro. I was playing Micro Machines and making my own mixtapes. It's stupid. But the Micro Machine thing.
So like okay, because you're a music kid, so that's how. And then the worst part is I technically am too, but I didn't do anything with it. Like I maybe feel like remember how like the podcast that I was talking about how like that all these like people infiltrated like a system that people really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe that's what I was doing with music. Like maybe I was into music because I thought it was like gonna get me chicks or like what I'm saying, or like, but I wasn't really truly into it. Like when you explain it, you're like, and I was making mixtapes, I was doing this, I was doing that. I was like, damn, like you were into music. I was just in music, but that didn't mean that I was into it.
Yeah, it might be a lot of people that you deal with that own cars that aren't really into cars, but they think that cars are cool because other people think they're cool. So it's might be around the same.
And those people suck.
Well, you don't suck, but you've never released a shitty album, right? You've never released a shitty EDM album. So you're good, dude.
I was just trying to lean. I was just trying to lean into that negativity. Just really spewing.
So for me, man, Hot Wheels had the track with the battery, but the Micro Machines, dude. I remember. I don't know who got it for me. It was probably my mom. She got me most of my dope shit. But she got me the van for my Micro Machines. I don't know if you know the van.
What is that?
So
you open up and you can put your Micro Machines in the van. It's almost like a storage device.
So yes, so I had a Ziploc bag with, or I guess it would have been a freezer bag, a little bit bigger than a Ziploc because I had a lot of Micro Machines.
Got it.
You roll it up, like a dub sack back in the fucking early 2000s. Roll it up, fold it in, put it in there, and then you shut the whole van around it, and the van has a handle on top.
Understood. Okay.
And so then you take it over to your buddy's house.
Yeah.
And then you open up your van, and basically
Is it like an A-Team looking van, like?
Yeah. No, it's like an Astro or something like that. Like
Dodge
panel. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think you open it. So you open the top for sure, and then let me think. You open the top, and it folds out to the right.
Okay.
So you open the top. That's one panel. Then this side is another panel, and then the front and back open up, and then the other side opens up.
Oh.
The other side was the drag strip.
Oh,
you could put two cars next to each other
cool.
and pull the little thing down. It was spring loaded, and you just hit the little button and see which car would win.
Oh, cool.
The only thing was the drag strip was too short to ever know what winner it was because you're 5 years old. You don't have that attention. So you hit it, and then mom's like, "Popsicle." Damn it! All right.
I love it.
Popsicle.
That's when you tore out. That's the one you tore out from your fucking childhood. That's the one sweet, beautiful moment that you tore out from that whole.
Yeah, you're talking about negativity,
thing.
dude. My mom brought me the shit and then brought me back down to earth.
That was beautiful.
I mean, so what was your favorite? The Micro Machine, Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels were definitely my favorite, and it's because like Hot Wheels really started getting into the tuner culture too. So like there was a lot of Hot Wheels tuner culture stuff and a lot of JDM stuff, which I thought was super neat. And then the recent stuff, the very recent stuff, has been like very nostalgic, like 90s
because you never really
Hot
left
Wheels tuner.
You never really left Hot Wheels because you went from like owning Hot Wheels,
exactly
to
right.
now you have kids.
Exactly
so
right.
Now you get to buy them again.
Agreed. And I get to buy the cool shit. Like
do you ever
cool
buy
shit.
them for the boys and don't let them open them?
Yes.
You do.
Shamefully so.
Do you buy them one to play with and one to keep?
No. What's happened lately is I used to do this thing where I would buy Hot Wheels for myself.
Okay.
To bring them to the shop, and then the kids would come to the shop and they'd be like, "Dad, can we play with this?" And I'd be like, "No." You know. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, "I could just play with the Hot Wheels." You know what I'm saying? Like
you're like, I don't even like.
I was a big collector. I don't even like working on something. I just fucking play with Hot Wheels. No.
That car has a TSB on it.
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
FYI, that Hot Wheel has a TSB. I've been looking at it for a while now. The left piano wire has a big fucking problem. Or the front piano wire has a big issue. You're gonna replace the whole piano wire. You know, and no.
So what do you think? You think that the dudes that own the Hot Wheels, they're people that work on like dope cars, and the people that own the Matchbox cars, those are the guys that work at like Napa?
Ouch.
Okay. I meant O'Reilly's.
Ouch. I probably do more business with O'Reilly's than I do with them.
Okay, Baxter's.
Okay, that's accurate.
Auto Boys. AutoZone.
Accurate.
I was gonna go Pep Boys and then AutoZone, but I went.
They're technically aren't Pep Boys O'Reilly's and dude, they're turning into conglomerates.
I've never walked into a Pep Boys before. Have you?
I don't know if they had them in Phoenix. That would have been the only other place that I would have
seen the three heads up.
Yeah, same here. I remember the commercials. I remember the commercials.
Yeah.
But I think O'Reilly's owns that company now, right?
Maybe it's because they did their commercials in demographics that didn't have one, so they just expended all their advertising money.
Yeah, that was.
No, think about it. How many Pep Boys commercials have you seen?
I remember.
And I've never seen.
And I've never been into one.
No.
Never been into one.
No. I have seen a Pep Boys logo on like a banner at a car show, maybe.
Was it like a Midwest thing? Like where was all the Pep Boys? Where were all the Pep Boys?
I have no idea. Okay. Not very peppy if they're not coming to the West Coast.
Well, I don't, yeah. But that's what's up. I mean, I thought that Hot Wheels were my thing. That's where I landed. But I cannot deny the impact that Micro Machines had on my life.
And we were talking about this earlier. Because the Micro Machines were almost like Bratz dolls for cars.
Well, and then we said, like, what if Micro Machines started the whole donk movement?
And that's what I'm saying. So, like, the Bratz dolls started the booty implant squat challenge movement.
Really? I didn't know that.
I don't know that for a fact either. I'm making all this shit up.
Oh, I know what you're trying to say is there's a strong...
Yeah.
You get what I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. Continue.
All right. So, I'm just saying, dude... Jessica Rabbit body, dude. That's the Bratz doll.
Okay.
It's an unrealistic figure that a woman
Agreed.
Shouldn't ever try to achieve, but they can through plastic surgery.
Agreed. I agree with that statement. I respect women.
I wonder if the Bratz doll influenced the Kardashians like the Micro Machine maybe influenced the donk.
Like many kids born in the 80s and raised in the 90s. We were heavily influenced by what we saw on television.
Yeah.
You know, like marketing and social.
Let's just say I still love Shaq.
Same here. And same here. I don't know why I said that.
Probably
because of 90s.
Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
Dunking everywhere. His shoes at Ross. He's still on TV.
Dude, how much the social influencing, that we truly were like inundated with.
Yeah.
Is astronomical. Like it's amazing to like go back and look and watch some of the movies that we watched when we were kids, when we were like the shameless product placement and like all this stuff.
We watched,
you're just like, wow.
We watched Beverly Hills Ninja the other day, and my girlfriend's never seen it, and I went back through and I was like, pound for pound, Chris Farley is dope in that movie. Like,
oh, totally.
All the shit. But
it's not a movie that he wasn't.
It is one of those movies you can't release today. You just can't.
Oh, totally.
You just can't. Well, I mean, for one, he's dead, but the other reason is because of all the crazy, sexist, racist,
all the things that are absolutely unacceptable nowadays.
Bad. But like every race was dying, laughing. Well, I shouldn't say that. Probably laughing.
Maybe.
I don't
maybe.
know. We might need to take.
You know, and that's the thing. Why? Because it was socially acceptable for us all to laugh at them, and they were just supposed to kind of take it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Live with it.
You're talking about when like Maury was on TV doing pregnancy tests.
Oh, totally.
You're not the father. You're the
totally.
People were doing backflips on that show.
Oh, straight up,
because they weren't the father.
Doing backflips.
I'm raised as a child watching a dude do a backflip because he's not the father.
And twerking in the fucking chicks are twerking in the fucking No, I get it. And it was like, it does. I mean, the fact of the matter is, we could talk about social, the social problems of the fucking world in the 80s and 90s, but we grew up then, and honestly, like I like to think about the micro machines of the 90s.
Dude, I loved the 90s.
And does that mean but also I wonder to myself, like, does that mean that like there's something, like that's what the problem was? Is that I'm so apathetic to the the blatant disrespect and ignorance of the 90s? I mean, I don't necessarily think that was like the worst time in the world to grow up or be lived, or have a lived experience, like I don't think that
no,
was
there were cars in the 90s for sure.
Oh dude, the cars in the late 80s and early 90s.
So one thing I really liked about the 80s and 90s, obviously the toys and shit, but the fact that the cars are still relevant.
Yeah,
like
totally relevant. I mean,
you're working on one right now.
Yeah, I mean,
which we can talk about.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing that we need to bring up is like maybe the Matchbox side of it, like the lorries, like the truck stuff. The simple fact that like 80s, 90s Japanese pickup trucks are more relevant today than they were in the 90s, probably.
You're talking about like Toyota.
Yeah, I'm talking about Toyota, Nissan pickups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a Mazda, I mean, for that matter. The little Mazda pickup was super cool. Remember the Mazda rotary pickup?
Yeah, on the back of the tailgate it said rotary power on the back of the tailgate.
And it had like a little fucking like a triangle, like,
dude, it was gangster. No, but I do remember like a lot of that being like, man, my dad's working on his truck again. Like we were supposed to go dirt bike riding. He's like, hand me that wrench. So it was always like a pain in my ass
to work on cars or do something
because it meant that I didn't go do something fun.
Yeah, that you wanted.
And my dad just wanted to go to Napa every 45 minutes. And it's like,
shoot the shit with them guys.
No, because he got the wrong part.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
See, even back then, Napa got the parts wrong. See, I don't think I don't think that's how it works. And I'm not saying Napa. I'm saying parts guys in general. But like, cause like, here's my argument. This is one thing I always say. Like, I think it's so funny. Every parts guy's gonna hate my guts for this one, but it's like, parts guys are kind of like the B team. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about this.
I'm going there. The parts guys are like the B team, and it's super frustrating sometimes when they argue with you over what the fuck you need. Like when you'll be like I need this, and they'll be like, well, I'm seeing that I don't give a fuck what you are seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like I asked you for this part, please get it.
Yeah, and if I was the parts guy, I would be like, oh, you know the part, ship it.
Yeah.
You're saving me my time, ship it.
But then here's the best part. You know how many times I do that shit, and I'm like, I have to call him back, and I'm like, this isn't the right part. Oh, that's weird. Because didn't you order that part? Exactly. Yeah, I sure did. Can you send the right one? I need this one. So like that still happens.
You have to send both.
Yeah.
And make a bet.
Yeah.
Make a lunch bet.
Dude, it's good. Sometimes we do that. And the best part is I have really, really awesome parts guys that do that shit. Yeah. They kind of like know. And like there was a time, I feel like there was a time in between the time that we're at now, where there was some. Remember old Joe? Remember Joe?
IMC.
IMC.
Yeah. Love IMC
No, not Joe IMC. The other Joe.
O'Reilly's.
Joe at O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
Joe. Joe's. There's something about parts guys and Joe's. Like they work.
Well, it's like they don't know what they want to do for a career, and their moms don't know what they want to name them.
Understood.
So they're like, I call him Joe, and he's like, I'm a parts guy.
But for all the shit I just talked about, parts guys, like the fact of the matter is, they save my ass a lot of times.
Fuck yeah, they do.
During the day, and
you might have the heart, but they're your fucking veins, bro. They're your veins.
So it's kind of like one of those things where like we do different things. We're both the A team, but we do different things.
Yeah.
And
they're the B team because they're not in the shop, but I would be willing to bet that there are a couple of those guys that work in those parts stores that they go home and their passion is working on cars. They just didn't make the moves to be in a car shop.
Or
I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe they just like that business.
Maybe they want to work there for the discounts because they only like to buy cars $5,000 and under, like me.
Yeah,
I should probably get a part-time job.
You fucking
there.
people killed me. But
that's why we're working on my car tomorrow.
That's why we're working on your car. But the fact of the matter is, like, yeah, I just recognize how incredibly harsh that was. But like, it was funny how like I've made that comment before. Like, they're the B team, you know.
Okay, but you know what they say about you?
Huh?
Hey, it's Michael again. Hey, Michael. Yep, we know where you work. Yep, we know you're still working on that vehicle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we'll hold on. Let me put you on hold real quick. I fucking told you that he ordered the wrong part. You owe me lunch. You owe me $5. Yep, Michael, it's on its way. All right, hold on one more second. I'm the shit. I'm the A team. This dude's a motherfucking B team. Yes, Michael, it's on its way. You need some washer fluid? All right, buddy. Have a good weekend. That's them, dude.
Yep, that's them in a nutshell. They're fucking working me hard. Like, I'm over here thinking that they're on the B team, yet I'm the one getting played.
Yep.
Like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Either way,
I love my parts guys. They take care of me. But fuck you, you're on the B team. Deal with it. Okay. Those who can't teach. Okay. The people who can't teach sell parts. Tell them that.
People that can't do either.
Tell them that.
People that can't do either.
Tell them.
Co-host the podcast with a guy that can wrench.
Oh no, fuck you! You're above a parts guy. I would put you like right above a parts guy.
Hey, that was rude. That was rude.
That was rude.
No, why don't you just call me a service advisor?
Dick move.
God damn it.
Service advisor? Fuck that. That's what I'd like to do.
Are you saying I wasn't good at it?
I'm saying you're fine at it. You're fine. You did great. You did great. No qualms here.
Oh, what do you think, dude?
I think it's time. I think it's time. Like, cool. I know there's much more we can talk about. I've fucking insulted just about everybody in the industry.
All right,
going on number 3rd podcast. So I think we can. I think there's plenty more. I think there's plenty more people to insult. I think there's plenty more people to fucking piss off. I think there's plenty more people in this industry that I can, shame myself in the process.
Perfect. So I'll be those other people next week.
Okay.
And I'll shame you back.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. See you next week.
See you.